Reason does have one native physical modeling unit, similar to object, but it is better suited for strings. It's called Friction, and it's amazing. It's really, really great. Before I started using what's it called? Native Instrument Essential subscription. I was using Friction all the time when I needed strings, and probably very specifically one patch. I played the hell out of this patch. What was it called? It's soft shallow mod wheel something. Okay, put this to sustain and harmonics on, reverb off. Let's put that through our space delay. It's gonna be fun. I already know it's gonna be fun. Where is it now? Ah, there it is. I usually color code everything, and by default it doesn't come by color. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's my connection. I'm sorry, guys. It's probably me. It's probably me. Or OBS or something. Or it may be even Restream, because I'm doing this over Restream because that way I can stream on YouTube and Twitch. And it also, unfortunately, of course, naturally, will introduce additional lag because I'm not streaming directly neither to YouTube nor Twitch, but I'm streaming to Restream and they stream. Yeah. Long story short, Friction does amazing strings, also physical modeling. Console, I don't know what it wants from me. Oh, I didn't load the patch. I'm not that smart. That's why I wanted to do something. I didn't press OK. That's not smart. Okay, reverb off again, sustain on. Okay, maybe let's not use this ridiculous reverb. Let's use something that is more real. Okay, hold on. There's a couple of cool things with key switches that it can do. And what is wrong with this mouse? It keeps scrolling and scrolling. I really like the plug sounds from it. Maybe we put that through this weird delay again. The plug could work with the delay, but a sustained sound from the strings and the delay, we already have a very loud and sustained sound with the bass clarinet that accumulates not in a good way. it again? Rec. Also, very interesting physical modeling unit. I used to use it much more, but there are certain aspects that I don't like too much about it, but maybe it's just because very often lately I try to have a more realistic instrument sound, and while it creates very interesting and very beautiful and also unique sounds, you can do also be very creative. It has vast capabilities. Most often lately I try to make like jazz and blues and vintage soul mock-ups, and then I tend to use session strings, which I really like using a lot. Probably it is in almost every sketch that's on Bandcamp or so, I must say. That's also the reason why I will delete friction from this template. I just praised it and now I'm deleting it. I got no honor. Oh yeah, we're gonna do that. We are going to put also these strings, but we are probably just gonna play a pedal. There is not too much space. The bass clarinet is very loud, and the reverb and delay is doing a lot. Let's just try to add some layers, and then we're gonna sample and do our thing. Let's see. You probably want to see what I'm doing with the harmonies. Lock MIDI looper, yes. What we are playing mostly is let me do that with the piano. That's easier to demonstrate. We are playing the harmonic minor, but we are playing the harmonic minor starting on the fifth note. And when we start playing it on the fifth note, we are in a specific mode that is very interesting. It has super interesting flair. The Chordy app calls it super funky and fancy. There are many other names, but all the names of these modes don't make it more complicated than it is. All the modes, like major and minor, are modes too, and all the other modes is really just starting a scale that you know, not on the first note, just started like you on every note of a scale starts a different mode. Like when we're in C major, it's called C Ionian. Oops. When we would start exactly the same notes on an A, it would be called Aeolian, what we usually would call minor. And if we just choose any arbitrary starting point as our tonal center, then like to D, if we start this all the notes from D to D, it's going to be Dorian. Long story short, the harmonic minor, one of the best minor modes because it has the minor third in there. That step. If we start that on the fifth degree, which is a G, in our case for C minor harmonic, we get what Chordy calls the Mixolydian flat 2, flat 6, sometimes called flat 9, flat 13, I don't know. But a better name to memorize is, I think, the Phrygian dominant scale, or I think also Spanish gypsy scale. There are a couple of names, but we have all heard this scale and the tonality very often, like Arabian Nights, what we are kind of stealing off. But they are also not, like I say, they didn't really. It's a great song. I love it. I almost know it by heart, still from childhood. But yeah, they're basically just going up and down this scale. You get the idea. Let's find something that we can do with the strings, because we can certainly fit a piano that's doing as much into this. Maybe really just a pedal. Let's see. I kind of messed it up. I just wanted to go diatonic, but I made a mistake somewhere. Okay, the last word was a little bit odd. I agree. These strings are really good. They are session strings by contact. Even without reverb, they sound good. It's really solid instrument. Very well recorded. Excellently recorded. Also, I like. It's always a little murky when you are not using a single articulation because you have to put a slider somewhere in the velocity, a velocity switch for the for the articulation, but they also sound great. Of course, it could be anything. I love hip hop. I love boom bap. Like, and also that is stuff like sometimes when I don't have a clear idea and I'm just tinkering around and I have a hard time to record an idea when sometimes like I love using samplers when I can't really decide on an idea or when I can't decide on a tempo and I can't manage to record it correctly in a sequence, then sometimes I will just turn on mimic and let it sample for a while I'm just noodling. And when I think like, oh, maybe I got something, I stop sampling and see what I can do with that. We can try that, but I have to mute my microphone for a second. Otherwise, we're going to sample my room too. And yeah, and then we just add unnecessary noise. like sometimes, especially often when I have a hard time, if I want to record like a finger drumming chop, a drum break kind of thing, and I don't want to quantize, it is often for me so difficult. Even if I know that I tap my tempo correctly, it is so hard to really make it loop and swing. And then sometimes it can be so much easier not even to touch and try to tap the tempo, but just jam free meter and sample that into a sampler, and then you are kind of like free to do with it, rhythmically speaking. Afterwards, anyway, you chop it up, you stretch it, you do whatnot. Like, and now that we have it, we could absolutely do something kind of hip hop like. We have also some drums in their sample, I think. I Yeah, and now we it's unfortunate I didn't put more drums in there. Then we had more chops with a kick in there. But anyway, it could still work. It's going to be interesting anyway. Oh, you can't see. Yeah, we are missing a couple of drum hits to do no added drum chops. But on principle, we could actually redo that again. Let's see. I just had to noodle some strings with that. Yes, Reason is absolutely wonderful. I know that Reason used to have the it was for a very long time the odd one out that you 10 years back or before record at least, because it was kind of somewhat funny that you had a DAW that didn't really have the capability to record wave. That was kind of outrageous, uh, like 10 years back. Um, anyway, but Reason has come a long way, and I absolutely love Reason. I fell in love with Reason long time ago. But I think nowadays all the DAWs are very great. There are way too many tools. Actually, I wish everything would be less. The choice paralysis is just too real. Like I try never to look at new gear anymore. Sometimes you cannot avoid it, and new things sometimes will be bought and whatnot. But I really try not to get more stuff or more plugins, but spend more time learning the basics. That is like music theory, using basic EQing better, listening better for compression, the bread and butter stuff. Just basic stereo, gain staging, delay, reverb. I try just really the basics to learn and make the basics work. And it's fun to do like the granular synthesis stuff, and there's a lot of cool sounds to be messed with. I love synthesis to death, and sound design, but yeah, like I got lost. I don't know. I thought I had a point, but I don't. Maybe I should sleep. I'm online much longer than I thought. Like I came back from the basketball court and wanted to play, and like 15 minutes before the stream, I said I was gonna sleep, and then I just started streaming, and then it just kept going, and we had some interesting stuff, but yeah. Let's see. Long story short, let's see what we have in Mimic now. But even like I, as a Reason user and lover, like I love Grain, and Grain is old, really amazing. And like I said, I didn't scratch the surface with everything Reason, because like mostly you see me use Reason as if it wouldn't be for sound design. Like you can use it for everything, but I believe what Reason really excels at is sound design. You could do the craziest stuff. Like we could just like get a combinator. 1 second, let me show you. Like Reason can do it all nowadays. Like all DAWs can it, but I mean like Reason was not meant that you just load a contact patch like strings and play strings. Of course you can do that, but the cool stuff is like we could. Where is it? Oh my god. I shouldn't do that, actually. I can't believe that I'm looking for a combinator now. There it is. Okay. So I have a combinator. We could put everything in there and do super intricate routing, choose knobs, do programming. I'm not exactly sure about if I can make macros. I think I should, but maybe I shouldn't even get into this. It's no, I shouldn't do that. That's for another stream. That's for another stream. We're not making a combinator before when I'm falling asleep. That's not a good idea. Okay. What are we looking for? We are looking for Mimic. Maybe I should take a little bit from this. Although there's something happening on the bus of these samples. You can't quite see that, right? That's better probably. Yeah, we have a bit crusher that's downsampling and tape that's also degrading the sound a little bit. I really love this bit crusher. It's really amazing. And from the same company, I don't use it as often, but this multi-band distortion unit is also good. Like for me also, it is never really about that specific plugin. It is more just the methods, because like it doesn't matter if it is this bit crusher, you probably could use any kind of bit crushing and so on. Like it is never the recipe, it is just learning the method, because how boring it is to learn recipe by recipe. If you learn the method, you don't need a recipe anymore, you can just make up recipes. Oh, that hurt. I should have looked. Sometimes they may be loud. Also, there's a couple of other very cool. I should stop streaming. I'm really too tired. I realize the extra drums. Yes, absolutely. The extra drum hits are important, so we can kind of. What do you mean? Oh yeah, that added. Yeah, that added way too. You mean the multiband distortion that added often. I was just clicking through some presets, and we must have been clipping at least at 50% of the presets we just audited. I mean, listen to this, like it's crazy with the limiter. Maybe there's one thing we should do. Let's turn this effect off. And even then, most of these are so ridiculously loud. They are so loud. Oh my god. Okay, let's dial all this back. No, but maybe let's not go through this distortion. But what I do love using, this is probably my favorite plugin, the tape emulation. It is everywhere. I have tape emulation everywhere. Sometimes subtle, sometimes extreme. I use it all the time, everywhere. Let's make it super old and dirty. We can, well, hold up. Let's let all the frequencies through here. also it is very useful for like you messing with the headroom. And now let's mess with the tape stability so it sounds older. Maybe not that extreme, maybe halfway. Now we give it a little bit of delay, but not as much as we had before. That was stupid. Just a touch. We don't want it to ring out into the next actual hit. We just wanted to give it some space, some context. That's still even a lot. Thank you, my pleasure. Like, I have been watching, I don't know, countless hours of YouTube. There are so many amazing educational channels, amazing artists, teachers in every field. It's ridiculous. Like so. Was a little bit of LFO, a low pass filter with some resonance, and an LFO. So we have more than one wobble. Our tape is not stable, and now the filter will. I know what you want. I know what you guys want. You want the hibbity hobbity boomity bobbity. I know. I know. But you know, I really gotta stop. I will continue tomorrow. It was a pleasure. I hope it was somewhat interesting, so, hopefully educational. Also, last but not least, hopefully interesting. And what? Yeah, I'm really too tired. I can't speak. My brain already shut off. What do I usually say? Just groove it, stay funky, may the muse be with you. Happy creating. Catch you next time. Peace. And I better click save before I get before I do it, like when I wanted to sample and I did or something else. Always click save. Saving is good. Save it for another day. Alright, fellas. Peace next time.